SwissBorg is the official partner of my channel where you can buy, sell, hold and more importantly stake your cryptocurrencies. You can even earn yield on your stablecoins. Sign up with my link and you'll earn up to $100 worth of their native token CHSB just for depositing €50 worth of crypto. SwissBorg. Right everybody, let's have a look at Bitcoin, but most importantly, now that it's Monday, we've got the currency markets opening, and they have done pretty much what I expected. So the pound gone down by another 2.5% into this trend line, so we're talking basically 106, and the euro back down into its trend line, 96. And the Dixie up to its resistance trend line of currently roughly around 113, 114. Obviously, we've got wicks above for the Dixie, we've got wicks below for the pound and the euro. But this is the area where I've been saying things get interesting. Let's just say interesting, right? So we all know that these are all down. We've been saying this for weeks. We've been showing it for months. But especially for the pounds, you know, there was a short signal generated this month. Really, it's another reason why we were thinking sit out of this market now for a little bit of time, because it's only going to add strength to the Dixie in the short term. This is the only opportunity now for the for a currency bouncing. So we've got, like I say, the power of the euro and of sterling combined, they join forces to fight against the Dixie, which is basically what's likely to happen at this point now. Now, this isn't a reversal for the Dixie. This is not a downtrend that's going to be consistent. This is a pullback from a significant area, an area on its own chart, and forced all at the same time, as if by magic, by supports on these two pairs. And the only reason we look at these two pairs is because they take up the largest bulk of the Dixie, so they have power between them. These two will have influence over the Dixie. And what does the Dixie have influence over? Everything else. Every single thing else. And so with that in mind, let's have a look at Bitcoin. How are you doing at the moment then, since the move has been done for these currencies? And we're looking for a reaction now. And over the period of this week, I think the Bank of England as well, not that they have an enormous amount of power over the Dixie, but they'll have some, are going to have some kind of emergency meeting. They might sorry, it's very early over here. They might hike some rates to a large extent, so maybe even a percent or two. Who knows? Who knows what those crazy guys in the UK are doing? They are doing things slightly differently. So I mean, I've been trying to digest this mini budget thing that they've done. I've been trying to digest it. I mean, I'm quite pleased with it. I mean, there's definitely ways that we can look to use it in our favour. But as we all know, like, I've been looking at these charts for a little while, and I said that the pound is going to go to parity anyway. So I think that they recognise this, and whether they speed up the process, which is obviously what they've done with their mini budget, or they just let it happen, they're going to hit parity anyway and probably go below it. So the analogy I think that I think is most appropriate is that the pound is like a person who's falling out of a skyscraper, and on their descent, while they're in the air, they've been offered the opportunity to buy a very expensive crash mat. They're going to hit the floor anyway. Would you rather crash and not completely get turned to pulp, or would you like to crash with a small opportunity to maybe bounce and survive and live to fight another day? And I think that's basically what they've done. They've decided we're going to crash. We're in, we're falling through the air right now. We've got no choice. We are going to hit the floor. So I'm going to buy a very expensive crash mat and see if I can, survive, and then dust myself off later on down the line. That is the best analogy I can come up with. And like I said, it's not that I'm for what they've done or against what they've done, but that seems to be the best way to understand what it is that they've done. Everybody is going to be crashing, and this is their decision. They've decided to reduce taxes and increase spending on the way down in a highly inflated currency. So fair play to them. Let's see what happens. So yeah, in a nutshell, we are sort of seeing these reactions. They seem a little bit more like a capitulation in their own currency in a way. So big wicks down, and now we seem to be getting the bounce and holding above these critical areas. 106 for the pound, 96 for the euro. This is where buyers should be stepping in, and it looks like they have been stepping in. Right, so with Bitcoin specifically, the range is still relatively tight, and the range still points particularly down as well. We still have the bullish divergence on Bitcoin, and the bullish divergence on those altcoins that we were looking at over the weekend is no more. I haven't checked all of them, but there is no more. So entry points on those, not particularly interested. However, they will likely move, just like all crypto is likely going to move with Bitcoin, if Bitcoin does decide to move to the up. But Bitcoin may decide to move down first of all, back down to 18,005 or maybe 18,000 before it decides to bounce back up to the top side of this range. Maybe this is a daily Bollinger Band, and the Bollinger Band on the daily points up to 22,000. Now we shouldn't expect that to get hit, but up into the 20,000s could easily get hit this week or into next week. Like I say, the correlation between Dixie and everything that's valued in a dollar is obviously very high, and I expect to see some retracement in the short term of the Dixie at the moment. So this should only add more weight to upside in stocks, indexes, commodities, and crypto. So that's about all I can give you today. You know, the stars have aligned. It's got to that point that we've been looking for. We have reached the point. It is do or die, really. And it's all based on currency pairs. We've met our targets. We should only hope for upside at this point now, this week. And again, Bank of England, maybe the ECB as well, they're going to have some emergency rate hikes, potentially even this week. So that's only going to add more fuel to the fire, which should alleviate some of the downside and cause more upside momentum to begin. But again, we're not looking for anything major on this. I wouldn't suggest that this is the absolute top for the Dixie, not in the slightest. Like I say, we are still free falling when it comes to the pound and the euro. We've just, like I say, managed to meet our targets already, and upside is likely. We may see the pound reclaim areas of 113, maybe. I wouldn't get your hopes up. And and for the euro, maybe 99, maybe. These seem pretty big moves, but that could be the case. But absolutely no chance that we're going to reclaim parity for the euro, and to expect us to recover above 115 for the pound, it would take one hell of a move from the Bank of England for that to happen. And even if it were to happen, it's just another opportunity to carry on short selling. Like I say, it is what it is. This is the situation we live in right now, and these are the charts that we've been waiting for. It is what it is. Anyway, I'm going to leave it with you there. Like I say, all targets have been met now, so if my analysis is going to be worth anything, we should start to see the reactions brewing between, well, today, throughout this week. Upside, in my opinion, is way more likely than downside now that we've met these major areas on currencies and Dixie, obviously. Right, good luck out there. Take it easy.